All right, guys, this video, we're just going to move on to the next problem where number 2, we're going to graph all of this, right? Saying we can use the TI-Nspire. We're going to find the zeros, and then we'll use synthetic division to find all of the zeros. All right, now, one thing different for number 2 compared to number 1, our degree is 3. So I only have to use synthetic division just once to get it down to a quadratic. Number 1, the degree was 5. We had to do synthetic division 3 times. So this right here, we should be putting in our TI-Nspire. So I'm going to go to the TI-Nspire. And here it is. That's that same equation. I'm going to hit enter. And you can see this hits it 3 times. All right. Now, it looks like this is at -1. This looks like it's in between. This looks like it's at +2. Now, whenever we do synthetic division, I always want to pick ones that are rational numbers or that really are even whole numbers. So again, if I want to find exactly where the 0 is, I'm going to hit menu, 6, and then 1. And I want to go lower bound to the left, upper bound, I move it over. All right, now look at this. This didn't happen on the last one. Look, that's a decimal. Don't ever do synthetic division with a decimal. Now, I only have to do synthetic division for this problem once because, remember, my degree is 3 here. So now it looks like this is going to be another decimal. Let's just do menu 6-1 just to check it. So menu 6-1, lower bound, I go to the left, upper bound to the right. Look, there it is. Look, it's another ugly decimal. I do not want to do synthetic division for both of these. All right. Now let's do this last one right here. So we're going to do menu 6 and then 1. All right. Lower bound, I go a little bit to the left, move to the right. Look, and here it is. All right. So I'm going to do synthetic division for this. I'm going to use this. All right. Don't even waste your time with these. So I'm going to use 2 when I use synthetic division. And look, there's no bounce. It goes straight through. So I have to use synthetic division for this once. And I'll get this to go down to a quadratic. All right. So let's move over to the notes. And let's do the work for it right now. Okay. So we're going to put 2. For the top left-hand corner, let's put all these coefficients, -10x cubed, 15x squared. Then we have, 16x and -12. So I should get this remainder to be 0. All right, let's bring down this -10. 2 times -10 is -20. 15 minus 20 is -5. -5 times 2 is -10. 16 minus 10 is 6. And then 6 times 2 is 12, and it works out. I add these opposites. They cancel out. My remainder is 0. All right. Now, to find those other 2 zeros, I know I got those ugly decimals. We would want to do it this next step where we're going to use quadratic formula for this. So 2 is a 0. So what we've proven, if 2 is a 0, using the factor theorem, its factor is x minus 2. And then we're left with this quadratic, this -10x squared plus 5x, or excuse me, this is minus 5x. And then plus 6. Now this, you could try factoring. It doesn't factor. So unfortunately, you would use quadratic formula. But you kind of get a hint because from the graph, those other 2 zeros, I don't know, it's like 1.05 and 0.564. We're going to use quadratic formula for this quadratic. So when I do -b, this cancels out, so it's +5 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is going to be 25, minus 4ac. A is -10. C is 6, and then it's over 2a, and 2 times -10 gives me what, -20? All right. Okay, that's where you can rely on your calculator. This is a mess right here. This winds up giving us, when we multiply 4, -10, and 6 gives us -240. So you would have 25 minus -240, so you really would add. So inside that, your discriminant is going to be the square root of 265. So we're going to have 5 plus or minus the square root of 265, and it's over 20. All right. Then at this point, you would try to simplify this. Look for a perfect square that goes into 265, and there is no perfect square that goes into it. So you could just leave the other two zeros as just this. So these are 2 zeros, and then the other 0 is 2. So these are all 3 zeros. Now, if you kind of wanted to check, if you put this on your calculator, if you just put in 5, if you put this on your TI Nspire, 5 plus the square root of 265, and divide it, oops, I forgot this, negative 20, and divide it by negative 20. It looks like I can't put this part on. Let me put this right up here. If we did 5 plus the square root of 265 and divided it by negative 20, the decimal it should give us is at negative 1.06. If we made this minus, then it would give us the 0.564. All right. Okay. But main thing is if you have the TI Nspire graph this, see where it hits the x-axis, and then use synthetic division for that.